The map list right now stands as T4. I'll give the names. Vertical Vengeance, Furious Heights, Airwalk, the third map, Toxicity for fourth, and Blood Run will be the fifth map.
Wow. Vertical Vengeance is going to be an interesting way to kick this off, to be sure.
Quake kitty, huh? I haven't seen Brian play on Vertical Vengeance ever, so this is going to be a new one.
So, thoughts going into this map?
CZM.
Paul's gonna win.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts. Brian never plays this map. I'll just be proud of Brian if he puts up a good fight. If he wins, then I don't know. Maybe I have to buy him ice cream.
Alright, so they will be raiding up here very shortly. Destrukt, CZM, of course, if you're just tuning in. And this match will actually be most effective as far as seeds go, but 4 players tonight have made it into the qualifiers, and we've got group stages coming up, so this is just the beginning of the bloodbath. That is the Everyone Must Die tournament. Destrukt versus CZM, going to be watching Destrukt as we get started. He'll be getting top yellow armor. First rocket launcher, but it looks like Mega Health and Railgun will be in CZM's hand.
Oh no, Paul drops on accident. He hasn't hit a rail yet. There you go, finally got one.
Wow.
Oh,
That
and
was...
he eats a rocket to boot. Oh, man.
And the Hangs come in to enjoy the festivities too. So CZM... I've said before that CZM always kind of warms up to a map as far as his rail goes, and I think that was the most blatant example of that you could ask for.
Nice shot from Brian. So even though Paul got the rail, he paid for it. Will he be able to work his way back to the top way without taking damage? It's a big question. And he does. I was hoping he would trap Brian there with the railgun, you know, try to keep him there, get a free hit. But a nice rocket to rail combo. Can he get the next one? No, they're both railable, so if Paul decides to back off, let me get some health here. See if I can do some exit damage is what he's thinking. Because he's always winning the attrition battle, as you suggested earlier, with the health.
Yeah, and that kind of left Destrukt in a place where he has to look for table scraps after CZM is done with the mid, while still staying, oh, nice rocket. CZM not quite getting the angle on him fast enough, so both of them are still going to be fairly weak, and after taking that health, Destrukt is actually going to be in a better position to get back up to 100, so Destrukt had an ever so slight advantage at the moment.
Paul needs to work back to that yellow armor. Uh-oh. But Brian doesn't know his health and didn't rush in like he should have. Hits a nice rail though. Can he get the second? Yes, he does.
Oh. Wow.
So here, Paul is getting the rocket and he'll be able to attack this Mega Health.
Oh, that was kind of weird though.
Go ahead.
Did that rail hit from Destrukt really necessitate that CZM hit the jump pad again?
Yeah, it did. When he was in the air, he was trying to take the jump pad. Sorry, he was trying to take the jump pad to the shotgun platform, and because he got hit early. He fell back on the jump pad again.
Huh. Alright, well, CZM finally tying it back up 2-2. Grabbing away YA after the second chance. That's going to delay him a little bit onto the railgun, but was it up at the time? No, Destrukt not quite with the grab. Is actually not going to have any weapons to his name, so a bit of MG cess. Going to try to get CZM down a bit, but he's got yellow armor on the end of that frag, so not a lot of progress made on that front.
Alright, he'll probably just try to deal some damage here. It's actually, wow. Brian has totally decided to give up on this top way without doing any damage, and it'll go free to Paul. And he's deciding to roach the rocket room. But I really don't think it's going to pay off, because it's gonna give Paul another YA here. Except he decides to do exit damage, but fails at doing so. So, I understand leaving the YA up as bait, trying to do exit damage, but he really needed to do a better job of dishing it out. Nice shot.
Nice.
If he missed that, you know, Brian would have been in a good position to possibly do some damage before he left, but very sick shot leads to a couple of kills here.
And the placement of that frag really didn't justify Destrukt dropping down for such an aggressive maneuver to the railgun, and CZM punished on that. So I think we're starting to see, like you said, Destrukt not playing this map as much, but a good fight is a good fight. We're 4 minutes in with the 4 frag difference, and CZM's starting to look more and more comfortable here. His rail is starting to pick up a bit more.
Nice rockets.
Yeah.
Now you see, most people would have freaked out when Paul switched to rail there, when he thought Brian was going to jump around the corner and keep leaving, and Brian shows up in his face. Most people would have fired the rail, and they would have taken probably 150 damage from the shotgun. But he decided, you know, hey, I'll take a shotgun blast, I'll stay cool, you know, I'll just switch to the proper weapon for this fight, you know, and he did a great job at finishing it without taking very much damage at all. Which, you know, that positive decision right there has really put Brian in a hole because Brian doesn't have proper weapons. He's just now getting a rocket launcher, but at what cost?
Well, 1 rail hit at the very least. That last rocket nearly connecting as well. CZM still going to be able to escape through the teleporter fairly cleanly. A nice pop by Destrukt. Didn't do a ton of damage, but at least changed CZM's angle up enough to that, well, Destrukt still ended up taking a rail there. So he needs to really capitalize on that small advantage that he garnered there.
Well, sometimes Brian just has no idea where Paul is coming from with these rail angles. The experience is really showing. I like this decision. Him coming up here first has made sure that Brian doesn't move above the yellow armor to deal damage as Paul got it. Because if Paul would have just fell to the YA, Brian probably could have went rushed through the door and dealt rocket damage down below onto the 2nd level.
Gotta be careful with that teleporter there, but coming back up top, it's gonna be a little bit of a quiet moment for CZM. Getting the hit in though, I mean, once we start to get away from more flatland, you know, juking left and right
Nice
rails
shot.
for CZM, then yeah, he's able to hit these creepy angle shots a lot easier than those, you know, I'm facing you, you're facing me shots.
And I think they're going to get easier for him. Like, look at the stack that he has. He's about to rush
Yeah.
into this mega.
That's a pickup by Destrukt, but it's not going to be getting him very far. And
No.
CZM, by making the frag there, he really has a great opportunity to do damage on Destrukt, no matter which side of the map he spawns on.
And Brian just kind of like nonchalantly going for the rail now. I think pretty much mentally deciding that this game is pretty much over.
Yeah. But Furious Heights will be our 2nd map. It'll be a bit different, of course. But this is definitely an interesting map for CZM to start off with. I mean, it's going to be a bit of a mood setter. And I really hope that Destrukt's mouse isn't giving him that much trouble tonight. I've seen a few places where he's just kind of had to pause and shake it around.
I'm sure more of that's out of frustration than anything.
Or, you know... Nah, I won't go there. I'll be nice. It's late.
Yeah, I just came back a little bit ago. I'm surprised
Did you
DK...
kick the cat out?
No, I just went up to get a glass of water.
Oh, okay.
I'm surprised that DKT even has 4. Everyone was bitching that Fallow Killer wasn't on, and I just set the view on CZM and expected DKT wouldn't even get a kill. It's Paul's map. I don't. The fact that he has 4 kills is nice. I didn't see how they were got, but I'm ready for the 2nd map, to be honest.
Well, Destrukt is not quite giving in so readily here. So yeah, guys, a little bit of garbage time, but in less than 2 minutes we're going to be having map 2, which is, of course, going to be Furious Heights. Bit of a differently paced map, just because there's a lot more emphasis on the diametric item control between Mega and Red. Of course, here there's no Mega or Red, and so you end up seeing players that are...
Did you just say there's no Mega in this map?
Oh, I'm sorry. Noob on me. There's less Mega, okay? There's less Mega because of the timer. But because of that, you more often see players hanging around with very, very little health. So that's how the cool kids roll.
1 minute warning.
Destrukt just go, just leave me alone, okay? I've already shot you. I'm going now. There, nice shot.
Picking up a few consolation kills here.
Yeah, this is a good second win.
Just the best is to make sure that his aim is on, you know, that he's feeling good going into T7. Just keep the rail out. You had an easy second shot. You would have had a clean kill.
Man, even your wife is looking for DKT to rage out of the game.
It's better than going on about fatality.
Oh, they're doing that too.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go.
GG.
GG's called. 17-9.
Wow, that is the craziest time differential between mega pickups I have ever seen. 0.02 seconds between the average time between each mega pickup.
Wow.
Vote now. Vote passed.
Oh, sorry, I'll be right back. I gotta get a drink.
Alright, not a problem. It's been a long night, actually, guys, and I really want to thank everybody who's tuned in for the duration.
Oh, yeah. Man,
Changing
Evil
the
Bull
T4
Weevil,
Megatime.
Rotten Rose, and G2 Wolf moderating the chat here. They're hanging in there just with everyone else. God, who else? I do expect CZM to win the series, but I mean, I want DKT to show us what an underdog he is. I mean, what was it? QuakeCon 2009? Yeah, 9. He really put on a ridiculous performance against a lot of the Euros that were favored against him. I think it was Cypher who ended up losing to him in the bracket. And no one expected Cypher to lose to DKT, so
Yeah.
let's see what he does against CZM here as we foul with CZM, who gets the better armor spawn. He's going to have that rail and then the 150 armor set up off the spawn. He's got that plasma out. He's done a metric fuck ton of damage with that plasma tonight.
Yeah.
And so that's funny. You'd normally see people pull out a plasma just out of desperation, or that's the only weapon they have. But he pulls it out, and people get scared.
Yeah, and actually that was a really interesting setup for CZM in the first few seconds there. Before going for a rocket launcher, he kind of looked to see where Destrukt would be going, and then brought the fight to this side of the map. So with the next red armor coming up, CZM should be in a good place to really decide how to pace things out. And by getting a mega and a frag right off the top, that, you know, makes that red armor just the icing on the cake. But even, wow, even there, Destrukt was able to get quite a bit of shaft damage off. And wow, that is going to be leading directly to a nice ambush on the yellow armor. So coming back through, this is going to be a bit of a slower experience for Destrukt right now, as he absolutely needs to start doing some serious damage to keep CZM off his back as he spawns back up. As it is, he's looking for these rockets topside, and he's actually gotten CZM down to 48 health. That means that coming through the S-shaped corridor, why? Okay. I mean, it's one thing to go, okay, I've beat him off. I've, you know, taken him away from the item, and then I can go get the... Well, okay, leave me alone. I can go get the item now. It's another thing to go, I've chased him into oblivion, so I'm going to finish him off with a machine gun. Yeah, I was trying not to go that direction.
I was just waiting for the delay to come around.
But no, the only real problem with that is that, yay, you got a frag, yay, you still got the item, but where is your opponent respawning? Like, if you only have that machine gun, he could respawn somewhere where you really cannot deal with him.
Yeah, and you know, I was just thinking about it. It's like, what weapon is CZM not doing well with tonight? Like
the gauntlet.
Yeah, you have to leave him with a gauntlet. Even then, he's still probably doing okay. He's fully utilizing just about. I mean, we haven't seen him use the grenade launcher a lot. I mean, I think there's been 1 or 2 kills, but other than that, he's destroying people with plasma. His LG is insane. His rails are spot on. Like, it's actually, I'd say probably the most underperforming weapon he's used in the tournament. I mean, is his lowest percentage, let's say, is probably rockets, which is it's nuts. That is nuts to think about.
For all that, this has actually been a pretty good setup for Destrukt, as he's now tied back up, so that unprecedented amount of machine gun really set this up nicely for him, and he's been able to respond fairly decently with it. So we've got 3 seconds left to the next red armor. Destrukt is looking an attack from any direction, but he'll be getting a clean grab, actually, and I don't really see the sense in that from CZM, because Mega Health is still several seconds away, and unless he just doesn't have timing on it, well, he's going to be going in for the jump, so apparently he was waiting back over towards LG the entire time. Very risky, considering that Destrukt still has 120 armor.
That was exactly what DKT needed. He picked up both of those armors, and then for some reason CZM just decided to bounce around Mega for a couple seconds. DKT just picked up RA, leaving CZM only with a YA, and he's most likely going to be going after that second one here in a little bit. And CZM's fucked. Like, I was just singing his praises about his weapon utilization, but he's done a great job.
Destrukt needs a new mouse sponsor.
Wow.
Yeah. As I return, what a nice kill.
Yeah. DKT's had a really nice comeback here, keeping the game super even, and Paul's item selection is kind of becoming questionable here.
I mean, remember, like I said, the experience on this map compared to the others, he has less, so it could come down to that sometime. Right here, he's doing a good job. He was in a spot because he knew Mega and RA were coming up at roughly the same time, deciding, okay, you go for one, I'm going to go for other. Hopefully I can do some damage to force you one.
Nice jump there.
And that really turns that yellow armor into kind of the kingpin item during that situation. Like, it's going to be that yellow armor that ends up making the difference. Destrukt,
wow, nice rails.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't quite been hitting everything he needs to, even though he ends up hitting a very nice one right there. I mean, that was just pixel perfect, but he's railable right now. Down to the red armor puddle. Coming back through this side towards Mega, this is ballsy.
He needs to drop for the YA. So lucky. Nice shot. Really vulnerable position here for Destrukt. He hasn't given himself an exit.
Yeah.
Will he be able to escape to the red armor area?
Wow, so without that early exit, he's really stuck his feet in the mud now. I mean, by the time he gets back over towards red armor, he's not going to want to be there. I mean, that was a really ballsy grab for that yellow armor and 25 health, but he's virtually in the same position he was, you know, 20 seconds ago after the Mega health.
That's a very good decision for Paul to force that fight. Now, right now, he's going to need to let up the Mega and whatnot, but there you go. Deny the shaft, the weapon that Ryan will need to force his way back into this red room. So Brian is probably going to dive down here. Decides not to. Uh-oh. Risky fight. Very nice shaft. No help.
Wow.
And Paul knows it. Very good job.
It's weird to see the weapon selection in some of these fights, is that in a close range battle, the rails come out in kind of a a place where you would think that all of a sudden, or for some reason, they would be switching to LG or Plasma, but not.
Yeah. Well, some of these fights that they've been getting in are so close that they're looking for that big shot to turn the advantage. Especially around the shards and mega areas, because you have those couple pillars you can hide behind in some of those fights. You know, and that's what I see as far as like them using the rail that close.
Okay.
Otherwise, yeah, you're definitely right. Like, very uncharacteristic.
Interesting of Destrukt to seemingly want that closer range fight, but then again, the exit from it is really going to be opening that up.
He wants that kill bad.
Yeah.
Well, I can go get the mega.
Yeah. He's still out of rail slugs, however.
That's not too big of a deal. As long as he goes, if he were to go and take no damage, go to the shaft.
Wow, nice rocket pop. That's going to be changing up his position just a little bit. And now CZM absolutely cannot just nail it with the final rail right now. He's got to make this thing a close range capper. Period.
Man, he needs to go get some more, you know, LG ammo, get back to the yellow, and set up for this mega health. Even if he wants to with this lead right now, he could sit down here on the bottom. You know, he could be like, okay, Brian, you know, I'm going to let you get this mega, but I'm going to delay you at it so I can go get the pit. But he opts to pick up the mega. Brian doing the right thing of standing where he can hear where Paul is at. But a, you know, really nice job reading where DKT was. Paul knew that he could just flat out rush into the area, even after taking a railgun, and pick up the RA and pick up this way.
CZM is timing these items down to the millisecond of spawn.
I just hope Paul realizes how close they are in health. Well, right now, how not so close.
And he's going to be caught on the other side. I mean, both of the players are going to be relatively weak. With red armor up, that should mean that CZM should be able to get the grab off of the spawn, but Destrukt is going to be on it fairly quick. Wow, CZM nowhere near it, going in for yellow armor and a railgun. No, he didn't even get the railgun grab. So
no, he didn't have time.
Yeah, not a really advantageous spawn there.
Do not go up. Do not go up. Oh, man.
He heard.
Get so nervous with being up one, going up that rail pad for one. I mean the LG pad to get one. Such an obvious and easy trap. Oh, crazy.
What? What? How did that not happen? Wow.
Well, even if he did hit Paul picked up the 50 health before, you know, Brian's shot, so...
Yeah, but Destrukt was coming in to ambush the 50 health way ahead of that time. That was strange.
Alright, we got Airwalk coming up as the third map here, unless Brian pulls off a miracle.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. But Airwalk as a third and potentially final map, as currently we're looking at CZM 2-0 on Furious Heights and Vertical Vengeance. And Airwalk is going to be a very interesting match indeed.
I'm really surprised that Paul turned out a win on this map. Really well played by him in certain situations. I think both players though, like, I know I felt a little nervous watching it, forcing a lot of 50-50 fights, especially around the 5-6 minute mark where the game could have gone either way as far as control is concerned. It's crazy.
So we have Hub coming up.
Apparently Destrukt didn't know it was best of 5. Lol. There's hope.
Glad to see these games coming down to it. Good stuff in the finals
hi,
here.
Fish.
Hey everyone.
How are you doing?
Just so everyone knows on the stream, I'm gonna be making a clip of the finals and uploading it to YouTube as soon as possible. So I'll update all that info on ESReality.
Vote now.
So that's why you're here.
Procrastinating doing my paper, but yeah.
What's the paper on? Time management? Good. Destrukt does not want to play Airwalk.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I mean, when he said there's hope, I just wanted to be like, your third map is Hub.
Yeah.
What did he just ask? What did he just ask?
Poor Destrukt. Must be getting tired.
Prepare to fight.
They're probably not getting a lot of sleep with that baby around.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
All right, here it comes on Arrow Walk. CZM will be getting. Oh, fuck it. Hey. I just want to watch that again. I mean, it wasn't a frag, but it was just a picture perfect. Yep, he's going to be on Mega. There's a rocket. Have fun with that.
Wow,
Brian pulling
surprisingly.
off the stops here. But failing.
Nope. Oh,
I just
man.
do not understand why you would go up there without enough shaft. You know you're going to need to use shaft in that fight.
You have taken the
He did have the advantage, but poor weapon choice and good positional dodging by CZM really turned the tide of it. And I like this. Paul knows that there is no health back there. He decided not to go for yellow armor right away, and he's probably going to be able to work his way back to the shred soon enough. Especially after that rail, because now Brian can't RJ to it. And now it begins.
Yeah. Okay, so
Oh, but the double nade there can turn this around.
Air nade.
Except for the railing.
It's always the case with CZM.
Nice shot.
Nice.
Wow.
So CZM is definitely on par tonight as far as Arrow Walk is concerned, is from where I'm standing.
He's definitely stepping his game up.
and CZM won't be at DreamHack?
No, he should. Just I don't think there's enough 1v1 slots.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's gonna be there for UFX.
So right now, CZM taking a great rocket there. He's going to be relatively weak, but the major thing that's been missing is Destrukt being able to own the red armor room. I mean, usually, as soon as he enters it, CZM's flushing through from the other side, so CZM's having very little trouble just turning his stack into a huge amount of momentum against Destrukt. So are we looking for more, angle rocket plays or more traps or even more grenades?
Well, yeah, he really needs to shield himself from the rail angles. I mean, if we look at it right now, Paul is 5 for 11. He's been hitting a lot of string rails together. Two impressives out of the 5 hits. So, he's really stringing them together as far as like knocking DKT and making it weak. And here we go again. See, like right now, he just needs to delay this as long as possible.
Yeah.
Do a little damage. He's doing precisely that. Try to wait for Paul to go get Mega, or maybe surprise him with a bad weapon switch. Catch him out. Oh, he missed the jump. No.
Jeez.
I heard it. I didn't see it. I just knew he missed that.
And now CZM,
And CZM
is
knows it's
grinning
up, yeah.
a little bit. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I've got this. But that was actually a start of something good for Destrukt as far as using a rocket launcher, keeping your head down and away from the rail, and just doing a bit of splash against CZM.
Yeah, he just needed to make that jump desperately. Alright, well he's sitting on the red. Is he gonna pay for this? Well, Brian wasn't sitting on the very lip right there, and that's
And
why
there
he
it
took
is
the
again.
damage and got knocked off.
Oh, he
wow,
spawned
favorable
red.
spawn.
So, jeez, CZM is finally going to be kind of taking out the teleporter corner. So Destrukt waiting for this red armor. I'm not going to be much of a fan of Destrukt waiting for a lot of items right now, but thankfully it came right back up. He's going to be able to take away Mega Health as well. This could be him getting back in that, but consider that we're just about halfway through the map now. and he's got to be doing as good as CZM did in that first half. So these rails coming out from CZM are still taking a major bite out of Destrukt's stack.
Nice shot to allow him to get the red, and he needs to grab some shaft ammo here, and then, well, don't wait for the shaft ammo. Okay, get the shaft, and then you need to go over to the YA area to try to deny it, because really, to get back into this game the way he needs to with the time limit, he needs to be running at almost a constant 250 stack. But the rails from CZM from the bar area just, man, just devastating.
We've got the gauntlet coming out. Yep. What's a little friendly fisting between friends?
Seriously?
What, you've never heard that before?
Never mind.
Okay. That goes way back. Okay.
Shane has, don't offend Shane's ladylike sensibilities.
I have no shame for Shane. Anyway, 14-5. And Destrukt is already showing a little bit of rage mode, but he's reeling it back in, and it's rails like that that will, you know, give him a little bit more gusto, but really flooding in like that, I mean, he's been missing a lot of these hug rocket shots
Nice
in
shot.
the last
Push.
map.
Push to the YA. You have to.
Oh, this is DKT. Yeah, oh yeah, he needs to be pushing. No, I was like, I turned on Fallow Killer. Nice rocket. Why? Oh my god!
Well, red is coming up, so I understood why he didn't want to go for the yellow armor there. But right now...
Now he's gonna lose both.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. So
what he should have done when Paul was spamming, you know, a plethora of nades over at the YA area, Brian just should have dropped into the teleporter and did the jump to go to the rocket ammo above at the grenade area.
Yeah.
Because he knows that Paul is at one spot. There is no other spot that he can be. And he's either A, going to trap himself below the teleporter, or he's going to go through and you're going to wreck him. So his hesitation for doing that, you know, just waiting to hit a rail, really, you know, knocked him off the control that he had to possibly make a comeback.
But just watching Destrukt right.
nice rails.
I need to keep clicking because I have Follow Killer on, and that's part of the problem, really. Yeah, he's really being wide and open with a lot of his movements. Like, a lot of these jumps across mid, like, they're just asking for a rail.
I mean, how do you combat someone like CZM flying through a doorway, hitting a rail, and then all of a sudden he's not visible again?
Well, the thing is, you have to anticipate those kind of rails from a player like him, and the way to deny him are with, you know, rocket spam, which we haven't seen enough from DKT.
That's a good
as far
point.
as shielding himself in the map and predicting where CZM will be, what shots he'll try to hit, you know. I mean, because literally, this map is pretty small, so most of the time, you don't need to stay too silent. So even you giving away your position with rockets, they could deny him from, you know, doing damage to you.
Yeah.
So stock up on spam is what you're getting at.
Did that hit the like ledge of that window there and bounce
Kind of,
back?
yeah, and then it bounced back on
Okay.
the area.
I was like,
Yeah, that's one interesting thing that they fixed. In Quake 3, those teleport windows,
yeah, they're
you would
clipped
shoot a
off.
you would shoot a rocket into them or whatever, and nothing would happen. The rocket
Yeah.
would just go through. But now they're like a wall, which really changes, especially for the bottom teleporter that takes you to the grenade area. It really changes that when players would try in the past to use that as a running mechanism.
Ooh!
Whoa!
Nice
Now
rocket
being
there by
able to deal
DKT.
damage.
Little bit of a luck bounce, but
Rushing in to die.
yeah.
And looks like this is unfortunately for Brian another 0-3. I hate to say it, but
How would you say that CZM is performing here compared to how it went down at CBIT?
oh well, I'm surprised he's playing, you know, as well as he is on Hub because he hasn't been playing any Duel. He's just been playing TDM. I don't know. I think if he puts in some solid practice in the next week, he could play fairly well for these online, you know, cups that we got going on as far as like the group stages and hopefully making it to the playoffs.
He's in the playoffs. Yeah.
No.
Oh,
said
after
he's
the
in
groups.
groups.
Okay.
Yeah. We're about to begin phase 2. Alright guys, but final 10 seconds, 21-12. And I hope they end us with a nice reciprocal. No, they're gonna ruin my number symmetry. But either way, CZM up on top. Oh, and there's the gauntlet we were looking for. Money shot just at the last second. GG's indeed, 23-12. CZM will be taking 3-0 on Destrukt. But we have 4 more qualifiers tonight, and it will be, well, those 16 players going into groups, guys. So stay tuned. Look for more updates and news for CyberSportsNetwork. This has been such a great, long night, and I think I'm ready for bed or something similar. But thank you, Shane, for being on here so very, very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And nineX, thank you for putting on your little Superman cape and doing the stream. Really made things awesome. Cat and all.
Yeah, that's cool. No. It's always good to cast with you. I like your enthusiasm and energy. I lack it most times. But no, it's been a really great tournament, and it's good to see. I mean, CZM got in, but CZM's kind of like that crowd favorite. And then to see the mortal ones and the Mongos get in to the mix really kind of opens it up to that kind of like underdog like kind of surprise victory. So I can't wait for groups to be announced, and we'll all just kind of speculate on ESR forums until then.